So a few days ago, I took the quadricopter, that's my drone, out in my backyard just to fly it up, look around, come back down, easy peasy. And I put it down, put the propellers on it, get it all set up, and get it ready to take off, and it says, no GPS signal. So I decided, it should be fine. I'm not gonna have to use the return to home function, which I did. So just take off without GPS. And that's mistake number one. As soon as it goes up in the air, it starts to move a little bit over to the side. So my instant reaction is to go straight up, get it above the tree line so it doesn't hit anything. That's mistake number two. And once it gets up above the tree line, apparently there's a little bit of wind because it starts to drift 600 feet east. Normally it would correct for the wind, but it has no GPS signal, so it can't. Somewhere in that 600-foot journey, it finds a home point. So now it has GPS at least, so it doesn't keep drifting. It figures out what it's doing and stops moving around, but I have absolutely no clue where it is. And the battery slowly depletes until it hits low battery. At this point, I'm just like, let's find any place that isn't a tree and isn't someone's private property. So as soon as it hits the critical battery level, it returns to the home point, which is right around here. It's above a tree, so it goes in for an auto landing, and I cancel the auto landing, then kind of just position it over a big field and land smoothly. I do have some advice, some things I've learned, and a few ways to prevent incidents like that, and also how to get yourself out of them. So the first mistake I made was taking off without GPS. Never take off without GPS. Unless you are 100% positive there is no wind. If you're in an area with buildings or even rocks, move away from anything that could have metal in it. If you take off and you get a couple of meters up into the air and then you realize something is wrong, the drone's moving around, a lot of people's immediate instinct is to go straight up and get above the tree line so that you won't drift off and crash into anything. When in reality, I found that it's actually more practical to go straight down, land on the ground while you're close. For example, their propellers have to be put on in a specific way. If you took off and the propellers were not on in the correct way, then the drone could drift away. When you turned it, it could turn in the wrong direction or move in the wrong direction. So if you notice that happening when you're still close to the ground, you should take it straight down, correct the problem. If you have to do an emergency landing, the primary goal should be just mainly to find somewhere you can access, somewhere that is flat ground. Your main focus should be to avoid trees, because if you land in the tree, well, after that, you want to land somewhere with flat ground. You don't want to land on the hill because then it will go tumbling away. After that, you want to be able to land somewhere that you can access. If you landed on a rooftop, there's absolutely no guarantee that you'll be able to get onto that rooftop. If you landed in someone's backyard, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get into that person's backyard. Ideally, you'll land somewhere with flat ground, somewhere that you recognize, and somewhere that you can access. And of course, read the gosh darn user manuals. Do it. Skim them at least. Read every other page. Look at the cover. At least recycle it. Anyway, those are just a few 100% surefire ways to never crash a drone ever. That was sarcasm. Make sure to leave questions and suggestions in the comments below because I will be doing Q&As regularly. Questions about filmmaking. Don't ask me what's your favorite animal? Zoidberg. Obviously. Anyway, see you in the next video. Get up.